Morning everyone. Today I want to talk to you about how to find the 5 things you need to do to be the best version of you. So there's a car coming, so just bear with me a second. So it's a Wednesday morning, and with the new structure of the blog now, Wednesdays are Wellbeing Wednesday. So we're going to talk about mindset, stuff that can really make a massive difference to your lives, and it's something that's massively underrated. I've underrated it significantly in the past, but I know now more than many the importance of mindset and how powerful it can be to what you want to be and what you want to achieve in life. So this is a biggie. What are the 5 things you need to do to be the best version of you? And what I mean by that, well, maybe not the best version, maybe the version of you that you want to be is probably more appropriate. And this is just a pretty simple exercise, really, of breaking things down. And I learned a lot of stuff about values and things from an amazing book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I strongly recommend you have a read of it. But I've implemented loads of things from that book into my kind of daily life, and it's kind of amalgamated to form my opinions on this topic. But one of the key fundamentals here is people often are quite negative or depressed or down, and a lot of it is internal, and a lot of it is based around the internal belief that you're not the person you want to be, or you're not the person you want to be. So I think it's really, really important to kind of understand that. You need to understand that you're never just a type of person. It's an evolving, dynamic state. You can form and mould the person you become. The person you are next week is going to be different to the person you are today. Hopefully it's different in a positive way to the person you were a couple of weeks ago. That type of analogy. So it's always a moving spectrum. And this all links into the importance of habits and how reinforcing positive habits that push you more into being that person you want to be is really, really key. And that's the kind of foundations and the building blocks. But this is high level, okay? So the way you kind of start this, you look at the people you aspire to in your life. There's I suppose the 3 people I aspire to in life from a values perspective. Okay, we're not talking success. This is to do with values. It's about perfecting your values to be the person that you want to be, the perfect version of you. So we're not talking about aspiring to be the next Richard Branson or role model. It's not that. It's like people who you know in your life who have the traits of the person you want to be. And when I went through this exercise, the 3 people that cropped up, I must add here that none of them are the version of me who I want to be, but they all have traits that I think that I've kind of hold huge respect and huge value for. They're very much my nearest and dearest as well, but they just kind of emphasise the values that I want to, solidify my personality makeup to be more that perfect version of me that I'm striving to become. And those 3 people are my father, my late nan, and my wife. And okay, super close people to me. But they all have values that I really want to bring more to in my life. So it's a really good way of kind of finding the right balance in terms of understanding who you want to become. And the best way to do that is to find people who are close to you, who you really have a huge respect for the values that they portray. So, and there's a lot here. My late nan, for example, she was like a second mum to me. Family was everything to her. Family was first. And that's something she's instilled in me massively. So I understand the importance of family. She was also someone who would always do the job properly and wouldn't take half measures or take excuses or shortcuts to do things. She'd always do a proper job. She was classy. She was integrity was super high on the agenda, and probably the most kindest person I know, would do anything for you. And that's not, it's just the way she was. So amazing lady. My father is like one of my best friends. He's had the right level of ambition and family. He managed to get that balance right, where he's built a legacy for me and my sister and for our families without neglecting his family. He's somebody who's incredibly patient. He has a lot of traits that my nan had. He takes a lot after my nan, so in many regards. So there's a lot of similarities between my nan and my father. But he's somebody who I've forged a real strong bond. He's always allowed me to pursue my dreams. He supported me in everything I possibly can. So again, it's the understanding of letting your children develop and grow and supporting them in their journeys rather than trying to push them down routes they potentially don't want to come. They don't want to go down. And then the last one is my wife, and she's polar opposite to me in almost every way. But it's the kind of selfless approach that all three of these people, my dad, have. My wife has it in abundance. She's incredibly kind. She's more about the things that are often most important in life. You're kind, caring, consideration, being selfless. These are things about being a better person, and she portrays them in abundance. And it's not natural for me. Now, my mother would be in this group as well. However, she gives me the traits, the ambition, the drive, and all these things that she's given me, and I have a huge amount of respect for. But I've kind of got these more naturally. So the reason my mum hasn't made the grade was because I'm probably more like my mum in that regard. So sorry, mum. Anyway, but what it leads to now is that I now start to build the 5 values that I need to improve at to be closer to the perfect version of me, or the perfect version that I want to be. I think that's the most important thing. And so the first one, family first, that's been pretty profound. Okay, so you want to try and find 5 things here. Okay, and then create habits to reinforce your development to move towards that process. So family first is a massive one, and I don't get that balance as right as I would like to in terms of my ambition and legacy, because I've got 2 in here: family first and build a legacy. They can contradict one another if you're not careful, and the legacy is quite a broad one. It can go in different areas, but ultimately I'm trying to provide a legacy for my family and my family's family. That's what I'm trying to do. So it is all geared around family. When I'm saying family first, I don't want to be that dad that misses things with my family because I'm too caught up in my own life and my own dreams and my own ambitions. I'm doing it for my family. If I neglect them, I could lose them. I'm not saying I will lose them, but you have to have this kind of mindset. So family first, build a legacy. Health and well-being is massive for me. So what I mean by that is just keep fit and healthy. Because if I'm not fit and healthy, how am I going to look after and provide for my family? Really, really important. Is another one. Be kind, caring, and selfless. Okay, there's a big one there. You could arguably split them into 3, but they're really unnatural things to me that I have to try and work harder at. To be a better version of me. So I think I probably nailed 5 there. I think that last one, talking about kind and caring, I think being more selfless is possibly a separate one. So they're the kind of 5 things that I want to get better at, to be the version of me that I want to be and I'm striving to be. And then the next stage is you then have to start finding habits to reinforce, daily habits or weekly habits, whatever habits they are, but habits that underpin and support these value changes in your life. And it's really, really important. And when I look at family first, I start tracking now, like, have I spent sufficient time with my family? There's no way of kind of sprucing this up. If I haven't, I've got this wrong and I need to work it. I need to get better at it. So for starters, I never work weekends, or very, very seldom would I work a weekend. So I'm always spending all my time with my family. I do lots of things with each kid. I try and make sure that I give equal time to each. I think my wife's someone who's been neglected in the past, and I need to put her first and prioritise time for just me and her and our marriage. Look, I have a great family life, and my life is very, very stable and very, very happy. But it can be better, and this is the point I'm making. This isn't like, oh no, you know, it's falling apart. I need to patch up the cracks. It's not that at all. But it's making those little marginal changes to be a better version of the person I want to be. So these are things I'm tracking, I'm consciously aware of now. And am I where I need to be? Absolutely not. I'm miles away. Am I better than I was a few weeks ago? Marginally. Am I better than I was a few months ago? Definitely. And that's the key here. You're seeing progress over the course of time. Building a legacy. Okay, I talked about an episode about writing your own eulogy previously. Might be a bit of wind resistance coming back this way. But so the legacy, what do I want to leave? I want to leave financial stability for my children and their children's children. Massively important for me. So that's driving my ambitions in work. I want to leave a legacy in the selfless nature and giving back. Giving back is kind of the selfless part that I really try and reinforce in terms of the charitable work you do. Trying to make a difference to those less fortunate, I think, is really, really important. And if I'm not saying I'm massively fortunate or anything, but there's always people less fortunate, and I think it's always very humbling to realise that and to put plans in place to help those that need help more than you do. And that's why I do a lot of kind of charity running and challenges and things that can kind of fundraise for good causes. So that's the kind of legacy side of things. Keeping fit and healthy to be able to provide for my children and making sure that my family keep fit and healthy as well. So you've probably noticed a few vlog episodes. My kids have been out with me. I'm vlogging and running every day. So hopefully all this running I'm doing is making me fitter. Well, I know it is, because I know how my resting heart rate is dropping and my cardiovascular system is improving. So I am getting fitter. I've lost weight. I feel great. So this is working, but this is underpinned by the habit of running every day. So really, really key. You know, the selfless, kind, caring side of things. I track and I do a random act of kindness every day. And it could be absolutely anything. And I don't do it every day. I'd love to be able to do it every day. Sometimes I don't have the opportunity. Well, that's an absolute cop-out because there's always an opportunity. But I don't make the opportunity for myself to do it, which means that I'm not anywhere near the person I need to be able to deliver on that. So a random act of kindness I track to try and do one a day, because reinforcing the habits of being kind and caring. And I need to do better at that. So that's a biggie. And the selfless one is kind of supported or underpinned by the charitable work that I do. I try and do it more so in everyday life as well, but you have to try and find things that are tangible to be able to track. So I'm always amending these kind of habits, but these are the kind of 5 underpinning values. Now there's loads of other ones that I want to add, but they're not as important. When you go through this exercise, you'll probably produce a massive long list of things you want to improve at, which is great. But you have to prioritise them because you can't focus on too many at once. And I would always suggest that no more than 5. Let's get those 5 done. Let's underpin the habits. Out of the list I've given, staying fit and healthy, I drink a gallon of water a day. I've turned vegetarian. I try and I do intermittent fasting. I try not to eat more than my quota of calories a day. I run every day. These are all reinforced habits. I've been doing these for months and months, and they say it takes 66, 67 days to reinforce a habit into your life. So I think I've nailed that one. You can always improve. I don't say you stop, but it's natural. This lifestyle now is natural to me. It wasn't 5 months ago. It is now, and that's the value of habits. So the other things I'm getting better at, but I certainly haven't got a grasp of them as much as I'd like. So, to summarise, step 1, this is about identifying the 5 values that you need to change or you need to be better at to make the perfect version of you that you want to be. Okay, that's really, really key. So step 1, find people close to you who you know intimately, who you admire, and pick out their best traits or the traits that you want to adopt in your personality makeup. Okay, list all of the traits of all these good people. You can even do the exercise where you list the people that you don't admire and the traits that you want to avoid to ensure you're staying clear, but that's another episode together. So list all of these traits and characteristics that you want to become. Then put them into some form of priority and create a top 5. So you might want to strip them down from 20 to 10 and then 10 to 5. You might have a journey that you kind of go through to doing that. But find those 5 and then underpin each one with habits that you can track and monitor on a daily basis to ensure that you're progressively moving towards being that version of you that you really want to be. And keep doing it, stick with it, because it doesn't happen overnight. So, I hope that's been useful. It's a big one for me. It's one that I work on every day. And I'll never perfect it, but I'll constantly get better at it. And I think that's the right attitude to have. Attitude? I'm slowing and saying words because I'm running in a slurred fashion. But anyway, so that's it for me today. As always, if this isn't relevant to you and you're seeing this in your social feeds and you're not interested in this, just unfriend, don't follow me. No problem there whatsoever. I don't want to cluster up your personal feeds. But before you do go, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Runpreneur, whereby all 155 or so episodes now are catalogued nice and neatly by topic. And it's a completely free ad hoc resource you can tap in and out of on an ad hoc basis in the future. And I'm sure there'll be something in there that will help you at some point in your lives. And number 2, make sure you join the Runpreneur Facebook group. That's where I'll be hosting all of the free resources that goes along with the blog. They're being developed at the moment, but they'll be released on a periodic basis over the coming weeks. And again, completely free. There isn't anything to buy in there. It's all free stuff. So get in there and see what you think. But that's it for me today. But as always, the Runpreneur blog was set up to help entrepreneurs, small business owners overcome stress, anxiety, overwhelm. And it's about using exercise as a mechanism to control, manage and thrive under these emotions. Now it's universal that all entrepreneurs experience those 3 things: stress, anxiety, overwhelm. Every single one of you. The difference between the successful guys and the unsuccessful people are how they deal with them, how they manage them, how they control them, how they thrive under them. And I've seen both sides. I feel I've got the balance now, and this is what I want to share and help. Historically, I didn't have the balance right, and it resulted in multiple failing businesses. And it's horrendous, and I don't want anybody to go through that. If you don't get this stuff right, one of 2 things happens. The entrepreneur breaks, or the business breaks. Either or is terminal to the chances of your business having any form of success. So really key. I think this is a real fundamental reason why 1 in 10 businesses actually survive and succeed over the course of time. So it's a really, really horrendous stat. And I think that what we're talking about today is a major contributor to all of that. So if this vlog can just help 1 entrepreneur or 1 small business survive and flourish, 1,000,000% it's been worth doing. And in addition to that, my pledge to you is don't be one of these entrepreneurs that bottles everything up. Been there and done it, and it always ends in disaster. So my pledge to you is drop me a message, private message, and let's arrange a call. There's no self, no nothing here. This is all about trying to help you overcome this. I'm trying to put a tangible roadmap or step-by-step plan for you to get back on track, overcome these emotions that we're all experiencing, and get back to thriving and growing a successful business, which is what it's all about. So that's it for me today. As always, I leave you with my words of positivity, and that's stay positive, stay happy, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye.